have a little theory going that as the middle class gets squeezed more and more and more, it's making it harder and harder to own anything. Like a house, as a good example. More and more people are leasing cars than they are buying cars. And so there's this constant borrowing thing going on where there's no permanence in anything, it feels like. So how do you, like, if you're a kid, forget about us and our generation, because we experienced the things we experienced. But for so many people, first jobs are disappearing because retail's dying. Malls are closing all around because we learned that during the pandemic that I could just order things and have it sent to me.
Check out this list of malls that have closed all across the country. This is your fault, the viewer. Greed and convenience. What a stupid way to go. Foolish humans.
So first jobs are dying. That generation, where are they going to live? Where are they going to do? Everything is part-time. There's nothing full-time, and there's no ownership of anything for them. What are they going to do?
Well, it is interesting. We'll call it first jobs. I was on a one of these, got sucked into one of these rabbit holes in politics, and everyone's commenting, where they raise the minimum wage. They try to get people work at McDonald's. Even with the raise in minimum wage, this may be a generational difference,
right?
Because when you and I were younger, I had a job at the mall. I worked at Squan's Pond. Yep. I always had a job. I worked at the luncheonette in town as a busboy. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
how about that?
I did it all. Any sloppy job, I did it. Yeah. So I should have got a job as a waiter, but I had to work up to that one.
To wait.
But nobody takes the jobs. That's my point. All right. So going down this rabbit hole, people are saying about the generational differences. They're not taking the jobs. They don't have that. I had a paper route.
Me too.
I bought it from my cousin when I was 12.
Yep.
So I've been working since I was 12.
Yeah.
And it's different now. It's just kids today, every moment of their day is taken up. All right, you're 3 o'clock, you're here. 4 o'clock, you're 5 o'clock, you're here.
Right.
And they're just, their whole lives are like structured, in a sense.
Right.
Where we were, get home from school. All right, I'm out. All right, what do you want to do? Whatever we want.
Drink Grolsch. This is what we did. That's what we did right there.
Yeah.
At a certain age.
Pretty much.
So you're kind of hitting it on the head.
I think it's a generational difference. I really think it's a generational difference.
Absolutely.
Imagine a kid if it was my kid, be like, where are you going? I'm gonna go out. It just snowed, and I'm gonna go get my shovel and see if I can make some money. Nowadays, I think parents would fall over.
Right.
Are you my kid? Are you my kid? So I don't know how much it is generational differences. I wouldn't say they're lazy. It's just it's kind of like now we're our parents' age, and I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
I think,
and a lot of people would just sit here and be like, you guys are lazy. I'm at least smart enough to say I don't understand it.
Right.
But I also think that some parents are overcompensating some. To a degree.
I have to agree with you there. I think that's a socioeconomic thing, but I do think it's true. Mm-hmm. So, I have nieces and nephews and little cousins, and their lives are very, very structured. And we've always been told, like, kids need structure. I didn't have a whole lot of structure. And, I'm not going to say that I'm doing great. I don't know what great even is. But I do know that I have a certain amount of freedom and independence to make some choices and kind of go after the things I want to. If everything's always provided, and then that's no longer a thing, what happens? Ask a socialist.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always get these stories from my clients with their kids and what have you. And there's one kid, he's just going into 9th grade. A client of mine this kid's a good kid, but he's chronically late for school. I just hear all of his he's just bitching about it. But the kid he gets his work done.
Okay.
He gets A's. What else can you do? You can't, You got to get to school on time. The kid got 7 detentions last year from being late. They can't get the kid out of the house.
Right.
Nowadays, I remember if the school bus passed, I'm like, I got to ride my bike to school. That sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice.
I know anytime I was late for school, if mom wasn't an option, and that certainly happened a lot, I was expected.
No, that was never an option for me.
Yeah.
It was like,
I was expected to take the little kids bus and then get off at the trail of the high school that one day had to go through that field. If you can remember way back then.
It's just different. Yeah.
That's what it was expected. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just different. I don't think it's really fair to apply our standards onto that generation. I mean, they seem to be finding their way but just in a different way in which we did.
But where are they going to end up? So let's say that kid becomes 15, 16 years old. There are no first jobs. Their newspaper route. You had one. I had one. Nobody reads the paper, so there aren't many routes. The malls are closing. There's not a whole lot of retail. So maybe they should work in insurance, because that's the one industry. Insurance, and it's crazy in this country.
Well, they all want to do what we're doing right now too. They all want to do the
That's a whole other topic. The 15.
You and I didn't engage in this and be like, we're going to become millionaires and do this. No. Although I think you got a $1 million name for the page. That's a really good one.
It is a good name.
What's wrong with us? It's
What's
like
wrong?
all encapsulating.
Yep, everything.
Yeah, it's all encapsulating.
How about that? To a girl. 15 minutes of fame.
I listened to her speak, and she understands it, and she's not, put it this way, she's not leaning into that. She got caught on camera making a funny thing, and I thought it was pretty freaking funny. And then why not? And why not? I mean, so take your 15 minutes of fame. She realized what it is. She said, I'm not going to do OnlyFans. I'm not going down that road.
Right.
No.
Which is
She's
great.
got some principles. Right. And I don't think she even knew that one gotta spit on that thing. I was going to go.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah. She's not.
She's not wrong.
But she is navigating it okay compared to that break dancer at the Olympics.
Why? I mean,
What is wrong with us?
I'm a kangaroo fighting.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I said, what is that? And she was like, then it comes to find that the governing body is run by her and her husband. Her and her husband is the governing body. I was like, oh man, this is going from bad to worse for you now, isn't it?
Was that freestyle? Yeah. Was she like doing that off the cuff, or was that a plan?
I don't know.
Because if that was planned, then it's awful. If it was improvised,
she did the sprinkler. Jackhammer. I mean, the parodies of it.
A buddy of mine and I used to do this thing. We called them the 7 white man dances. And that was the sprinkler was in there, the Winnebago was in there, drying your ass was in there, stacking boxes. Exactly.
Digging the hole.
Digging the hole. Yeah, that was another one. If you start
shoveling. The shovels.
Yeah, shoveling. If you do that at a wedding, everybody will be doing it with you. Viewers, if you have things that you would like us to talk about, debate, look at, or whatever, drop us a line, and you'll be able to do that very thing, and then we'll talk about it. And if you're a scammer doing so, boy, am I gonna so hard. And I do not use lube. I use pine tar.
I'm the guy dropping the pine tar on top of the pee-pee.
That's his grift.